Hi, it's me. I'm vlogging from work again, and the reason why I'm vlogging is I just read a message I got on my personal Facebook, and the question was so... I was like, first of all, I can't believe I didn't make a video about this that I could reference, and second of all, it's just such a common question, I need to just make a video about it. Okay, so how the heck did I lose like 130 whatever pounds? How do you do that? What the frig do you gotta do? What's up, Justine? What's the dealio? It's actually kind of a loaded question, and I'm sure a lot of you are maybe watching this wanting like a roadmap or a list of the foods I was eating and the exercises I was doing, and that's all you really care about. I will get to all those things, okay? But first, okay, so how do you lose a lot of weight? First of all, this video is intended more for people that have like a lot of weight to lose. Maybe people that have had problems with obesity their whole lives. You know, those of you that are maybe just overweight, don't have a ton of weight to lose. How do you lose weight? Look, I'm in the same boat. You know, when I have that figured out, I will let you know, but... Oh yeah, so those of you that are on the larger side, maybe have been your whole life, I got a couple things to say. I want to make it clear that I don't know what causes obesity. You know, I'm not sitting here saying like, oh, you're obese and have been for your whole life because of your laziness, because you have one spoonful too much of sugar in your coffee in the morning. Okay, I don't know what causes obesity, and in fact, it's my opinion, I think it's largely genetic. Because, why do I think it's genetic? Because I've been obese since, like, I remember being much bigger than the other kids in kindergarten. Okay, so you can sit there and tell me I was eating too many Pop-Tarts or whatever, but I'm convinced that some people, they're just genetically predispositioned to put on weight easier than other people. I mean, this is all my... Look, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor, I'm not that good at sciencing, but that's... I've formed that opinion over time, and over the last couple years of very successfully losing, like I said, about 130 pounds. You know, I think some people, it's just easier for us to put on weight, and maybe we're the type of people that back in the day we would survive because we put on weight easier, we could survive famine. Other people that are naturally slim, you know, I know some slim people that are slim naturally, never had a weight problem, and they're not on like a low fat, high carb vegan diet like I am. They're not eating keto, low carb. They don't run 5 miles a day. They're just naturally slim. So I think what it boils down to, genetics determines if you can be fat, not if you will be fat. If you're genetically predispositioned, you just have to work a little bit harder. Is that fair? No. But it's just how it is. You know, there's no magic pill, there's no magic anything that's just gonna take the work away for you. That's known right now. Why? It probably is known, but the diet industry is making way too much money. So we just have to play around and do what's best for us. And I'm eating... God, this looks really gross. I don't even know if I'm gonna show it to you, but it's not gross. There's some refried beans in here, black bean and vegetable soup, and rice. So it looks like rice with poop, but it looks really good. By the way, those of you that said to me, Justine, please microwave using glass containers. I heard you. I will be getting glass containers this weekend. That I do feel like it's genetic. I do feel like that doesn't mean we have to be, though. It just means that it's harder for us if we want to lose weight. Another point I want to make is it's hard for us to lose weight because we gain weight because of back in the day when we were cavemen or whatever, we put on weight so we can survive famine. So there's really mechanisms in your body that work against us if we want to lose weight. So if you've tried doing it before and it was very hard, I don't want you to think like, oh, you're a failure, oh, give up. No, it's just, it's hard because your body's trying to survive. That's all it is. It's not really, our body doesn't like to give up weight. So there's that. And how did I actually lose the weight? Well, the majority of it was with a low carb diet, with a ketogenic diet, which I know I have talked about on this channel a little bit, but not as much as I've recently switched to a high carb vegan diet. And I'm talking more about this because I'm a lot more excited about how I eat now. You know, this is a lot more fun than just having eggs and bacon for breakfast. This is like, I don't know. Yeah, I was eating mostly low carb. Though I was trying to follow the paleo diet. And if you don't know what the paleo diet is, what I'm going to talk about in this video is not enough. You need to look this stuff up, spend like a day researching this stuff before you try to do it yourself. If you don't, you're going to miss some information and you won't be as successful on the diet. So that's one way that you can lose weight. You know, I had a lot of success with the paleo diet, and I believe that's because I wasn't eating processed foods. I think that's the best. If you're trying to lose weight, like diet alone, the best thing that you can do is eat whole foods. And if you're not familiar with whole foods, once again, you gotta give yourself some education. The internet's free. I know you have the internet because you're watching this, so if you stick to whole foods, you can't go wrong. Whether you're eating meat, vegan, whatever. I'm not getting into, you know, I think a vegan diet's like better for everyone. Look, I don't think there's a one-size-fits-all diet that'll help everyone, okay? You gotta kind of play around, but for me, what's most beneficial is when I stick to whole foods and don't have the processed crap. That's the best thing you can do. That and get rid of dairy. Whether you're vegan or not, please stop having dairy. It's garbage. Please. The only reason why we're made to think that it's healthy is because the dairy industry is excellent at lobbying, and we've been told our whole lives that it's healthy for us when it's not, and that's just something you gotta wrap your head around. Look, milk is for baby cows. It's meant to bulk up a baby cow from a baby cow to a 400-pound, you know, adult cow. So I'm just saying, and it's not even just that. There's all these other problems with dairy. Please drop dairy and please drop soda. And if you drink a lot of milk and soda, if I were you, I would start with spend the first week getting used to drinking water. Get off the soda. Diet soda's crap. It's just as bad. Just get off the soda. So if you drink a lot of milk or soda, the best thing you can do is spend your first week devoted to this new lifestyle of yours, because that's what you need, is a new lifestyle, P.S., not a diet with a list. You need to change everything. Alright, you can also, my dad has lost a lot of weight just by exercising. He hasn't even really changed his diet that much. However, my dad exercises a lot and consistently. My dad, it started off, he was just walking about an hour a day, every day. Walking, power walking, basically as fast as he can. That turned into, he threw in some running, and now he runs about 5 miles every day. So he's lost a lot of weight doing that. You can do that, just exercise a lot. He's only made minor changes to his diet. He cut out some, you know, snacky things. But yeah, you can do that. You can try to do both, you know, some exercise, some diet changes. But I always feel like if you're just doing some of something, then you're only going to get some results. You get what I'm saying? So what you really need to do is change your lifestyle. Not a diet, not a, you know, not a cleanse, not a, you know, how many YouTubers have you watched that did like a juice cleanse for a month and then they dropped off, you know, and then gained everything back? I can think of one off the top of my head, though I'm not going to name names, but they were like, oh yeah, juicing's awesome. Who cares if I'm spending $1,000 a month on vegetables? You know, and then they're all about it. Can they stick to that? No, because a diet like that is nuts, because you're like starving yourself. I mean, yeah, fruits and vegetables are very healthy, but you need, that's what the starch solution is about. You gotta eat some, you know, you gotta eat. So, you know, that's why I'm eating like rice here and beans, and yeah, you gotta eat. Please don't do like a wacky cleanse. You're gonna stick to it for like a day or 2 days, and what you really need to do is change your lifestyle. So you might need to, you know, look, don't wait for other people to do it with you. Trust me, I've done what I've done entirely alone. You know, yeah, I've had a few people come be like, oh, hey, let me do that with you. It never happens. Either it never happens or lasts for like a few days or a week, and then they're back at, you know, I'm not saying that other people suck. I'm just saying you can't necessarily depend on them. Maybe you can, but you don't want to put yourself in a position where your success depends on them. Because trust me, I've had very little help and support from other people here. It was all just effort of my own. So that's another thing. You know, basically you want to pick a way of eating that's sustainable for you. You know, if it's too hard, if it's too expensive, too whatever, then you're not going to stick with it, and there's no point. For me, doing low carb for that long was very doable because I don't know, I was able to stick to it. Though what did happen after a while, and what happened to me last year, I can say now, it's 2016, but what happened to me in 2015 was I was not satisfied, and I was starting to crave carbohydrate. You know, I was even eating good carbohydrates, you know, like say I let myself have some brown rice. I would look forward to that brown rice every day. I would always have like a heap of brown rice. I was just craving beans. I was craving starchy vegetables instead of, you know, so, and that's why I switched to, now I'm eating a high carb vegan diet because, I mean, I was just really craving carbs. When you decide to change your lifestyle, you might find that a lot of things change. You know, I used to go out to eat all the time, at least several times a week, at least. And now I never do. I just don't, because I have plenty of my own food at home. It's already made because I made it. And I mean, I just don't go out to eat, which, you know, I don't know if people think I'm being antisocial. I don't know if people think that I'm like too strict or whatever. That's not even it. I've just changed my lifestyle. You know, I don't need, that's the thing. After a while, it's like you don't need like pizza and cookies to have fun in life. That's, you know, I feel like that's a key. Eventually I was able to let go of needing food for my entertainment. A lot of this is common sense. You know, I feel like a lot of people know how to lose weight. They know, but first of all, maybe they're spending a lot of time with someone that has no interest in changing their lifestyle. Maybe no one else is doing it with them. Maybe they feel alone. Maybe people make fun of what they eat. If you don't have a lot of support, it does make it very hard, but it's not impossible. See, this is where the self-love and the self-confidence that's necessary to change your lifestyle comes into play. And changing your lifestyle to eat only healthy, nutritious, whole foods is a tremendous act of self-love. The best thing you can do when you first start off, like let's say you need to start off getting yourself off the crappy dairy and getting yourself off the nutritionless soda, the best thing that you can do is think of, instead of thinking, oh, I can't have that, I can't have that, I can't have that. No, think of the things that you can have, you know. Alright, so I'm sitting here editing this, and I realized that it cut off, and I missed the last parts, which is okay, because there were a few points I forgot to get to, so I'll just re-record this here now while I'm about to go to bed, whatever. First of all, I just wanted to say I was editing and I realized I kind of used a keto diet, which is another term for a low-carb diet, and the paleo diet, I use those terms kind of interchangeably, and that's because you'll see when you look up the paleo diet, it is kind of a low-carb diet. You don't really have grains. If you want to lose weight, you cut back on the starchy vegetables and that kind of stuff. So it's kind of the same. It's yeah, but even though nowadays I don't eat meat anymore, I switched to a high carb, low fat vegan diet called the Starch Solution, which I love to death. I've lost a couple pounds doing it so far, but for the purposes of this video, you guys have been asking me a question, and that is, how did I lose the weight? And it was with basically a low carb paleo diet. Check out, if you insist on eating meat, check out paleo, because what it does is it gets you off the processed foods. It gets you off the dairy, it gets you off the crappy fake oils, it gets you off all that stuff. It's a good sound diet as long as you're making sure that you're getting in your vegetables and you're eating well, you know, eating stuff other than bacon every once in a while. So yeah, I wanted to make that point. I realized I was using those terms like they were the same, and I wanted to clear that up. I am a fan of paleo because it got me off the refined flour stuff, which I still, even though I'm eating like a high carb vegan diet now, I still try to stay off the like refined flours like bread, you know, like white bread. I still try to stay off that stuff. Like you might be alone in this when you change your lifestyle. You have to have the courage and the confidence and the self-love to really be like, you know what, everybody, I'm changing everything. I'm going high carb vegan, or I'm going paleo, or whatever you decide to do. You have to believe in yourself, and the best way that you can do that is, like I said, please research these things, have knowledge, because when you have knowledge, then you'll have more confidence, because you know what you're talking about. So look this stuff up, check this stuff out, don't just listen to me. There's been TED Talks about this. There's just search paleo on YouTube, and you'll get a lot of information. And those of you that want to lose weight, and that's really who this video is for, you know, if you're obese and you don't really particularly want to change anything, or, you know, I'm not sitting here fat shaming, that's fine. This video is for people that do want to lose weight, and for those people, I'm here to tell you that nothing's going to change until something changes. Honestly, unfortunately, there's no easier solutions than that, or at least nothing is going to change meaningfully until you make meaningful changes. If you want to do this, it's time for new habits. Period. The end. And that's what it boils down to. I wish there was an easier solution, I guess, but honestly, once you get started, it just becomes second nature. So I regret nothing. I would change nothing. I don't miss anything. Not at all. That, honestly, because I just have bigger goals in mind, I guess. And gotta see the forest and not the trees here, okay? And I guess that's about it. That sums it up pretty much, how I lost the weight. I can tell you, like I said, just stick to whole foods. One thing I like about the starch solution is I feel like it makes it very easy for me to stick to whole foods, the starch solution. And that's the trick. Like I said, whether you're vegan, whether you're paleo, whatever, stick to whole foods, drop the processed crap, and that's the best way to do it. If you have a lot of weight to lose like I did, that's the way to do it. I mean, you could also get surgery, which I'm also, you know, I'm not, I know a couple people who would assume that I'm against the surgery. I'm absolutely not. I don't think it's the easy way out at all. I know people that have gotten the surgery with a lot of success, and they changed their lifestyle after getting the surgery. And which is, when you're dealing with a lifelong obesity problem, the best thing you can do is just change your lifestyle. Whether you have the surgery or not, the best thing you can do is get yourself off the junky processed stuff that, like I said, it seems kind of unfair that naturally slim people get to eat the crappy stuff as much as they want and they don't gain weight. But you know what? You don't want that stuff. Seriously, it's no good for you. It's nutritionless. It only hurts your body. And you'll realize this when you, like I said, educate yourself. And that's it. Do you guys like my selfie stick? Alright. Peace.